Oh, here we are, peoples. I reckon that was about the biggest flop of a media release you could possibly manage. I've got two different places that are interested in printing the articles about the cardboard house, and I got a call from a local radio station and done an interview with the newsreader there that was taped for use on the news, never got shown on the news. It never got played on the radio news. Anyways, it was a bit disappointing, but at least one or two people picked up the story, including Nick Rosen from offgrid.net. He should have printed it, and there's another mob called Before the News, and they were going to go straight ahead and print it. So yeah, you know, that was a bit of a letdown, but I wanted to, you know, show it's a concept that can be done. Now, I want to say a few things in case you didn't already pick up on it. It isn't made of normal, run-of-the-mill cardboard. It's made out of this stuff. 40 mil. Yeah, 1 5/8 thick. And it's basically a honeycomb structure, and then you get another sheet, bang, over the front, one over the other side, and that there easily holds my weight, as you can see in the cardboard strength videos. In the cardboard strength video, this stuff holds me weight without a problem at all. No big deal. There is heavier stuff. There is actually stuff they make coffins out of that have got a break point of about 1/4 of a ton. I tried to get some of that, and the coffin place didn't want to know about it, didn't want to have anything to do with it. You know, they wouldn't sell me any of the material, offcuts of it, a whole coffin. They didn't want to know about it. Oh, you won't need it, you won't need it, da-da-da-da-da. You know, but there's a common thing over here, and that is cardboard furniture. And this one I got beside me is actually made by a German company. The lighting's been as it usually is, but yeah, little drawer and all that. That's just like a little bedside thing. Yeah, stageddesign.de, but it's sold in Australia by Carton Group, Karton Group.com or carton.com.au or something like that. But it's Carton with a K. So, you know, that's bona fide stuff that I bought from that place, but they have it made in Germany and sent over. And, you know, there's furniture can quite easily be made out of the dual flute cardboard, which is the stuff I used on the, you know, sink and stuff like that. It's in most cardboard boxes. They're either single flute or duo flute, they tend to like to call it. I keep calling it dual flute. But the fluting is your little crinkles. So yeah, you know, these things you may worry about fire risk. Well, you can actually get fire retardant, and there's a girl in Germany who makes up lampshades and stuff of that nature. And she uses fire retardant on that stuff. It can be used, if you ever heard the story about the goat in Sweden, a great big straw goat that the local government put up. It's an old pagan ritual, but they decided, oh, it's our heritage, so we'll make this giant straw goat. Well, they had fire retardant on that. Well, first of all, I think they burnt the first one down, and then people didn't like it. And they even hacked into the webcam and put "burn the damn goat" on the webcam image. So they burnt the first one down, so they put fire retardant on it, and there was a couple of attempts to burn it, but about the second or third attempt at burning it was successful, but they had to dose it up with a lot of petrol to burn it. And they're doing all this in the middle of the night because they didn't like it. And the third one, they put a fire retardant on it. They had several attempts to burn that, and they never managed to burn it. You know, and we're talking about a big heap of straw on like a chicken wire frame or something like that. You know, not able to burn it. Now, you could put that sort of stuff into the cardboard building without a problem in the world. So, you know, it doesn't end there. There are actually beds that I could have bought from the same place that made that little bedside table there. And, you know, these beds handled, I think it was up to 1.2 tonne or something like this in weight. And this is all cardboard. The whole lot was cardboard. There's no timber in it like I have in the floor and the bed frame of mine. It was just all cardboard. And it even had a little bit of underbed storage, I believe, from memory, because I did sit on this bed and have a look at it, but not a real close look, and I wasn't exactly getting my camera out either because they wouldn't have wanted me to. You know, but a lot of people, it's, you know, there's a mental block when it comes to cardboard. It's the rubbish that is blown around out the back of the supermarket next to the dumpster. That's what cardboard is to the average person. You know, to me, it's something different. This stuff here, you know, if I ground this down and sharpen it, I could bloody stab someone with this thing. I mean, that's how good this stuff is. This is this other one that's strength of aluminium, you know, and this stuff really, you know, you can hit someone on the head with it and it hurts. In actual fact, I hit my head on the ceiling of the cardboard house 4 times, and I tell you what, it didn't budge, and it flipping hurt a couple of times. You know, and it's strong stuff. But this is the whole thing. It's got an image problem. Now I want to tell you about something else that exists. You wouldn't actually believe this one till you've seen it. It is more whack than a cardboard house, and that is the cardboard bike in Israel. And I mean, that literally, that's a working device, you know, and they've done one prototype and they've done further prototypes. I think it's got like a bit of epoxy on it and that, and it's very cleanly done. But they basically use this stuff, but like a thinner one that's only like a very, like, what would you, 1/4 inch or something like that, thick, and they had the seat, and I could see the side of the seat on the video went up like that, across, back across, and then loop back again, and it was like bump, bump like that, made out of 1/4 inch honeycomb cardboard. And I could tell that because I know what honeycomb cardboard looks like side on. And yeah, you know, these things, they've mounted what looks to be normal tyres on it, normal rubber tyres for a normal mountain bike on it. The wheels themselves are very thick though, I think they just have to be. But they said it's a lot to do with the fluting of the cardboard. I haven't talked to them personally, but I've watched a bit about it on YouTube and that, and that's phenomenal. You know, the price of these things, I think the retail price is going to be like $60 or something. They were originally saying it was about $12 to manufacture, I think, or something like that. But that may have changed because they've got a newer prototype that they've now intending to put into production. But, you know, make no bones about it, there's some strange stuff out there, you know, and if it all works, it works. You know, I've seen things that theoretically, according to engineers, are supposed to work, and then damn well don't. In the all-time top 10 channel, they talk about the 10 worst, you know, engineering failures, and they've built multi-story buildings that have been a mess. They had one in Las Vegas that was shaped in a sort of a slightly curved shape, parabolic solar cooker style, and everybody who went out to the pool just about got burnt to smithereens because of the sun catching in this big curved building's glass windows and all focusing on the pool, which was at the front of the hotel. You know, but that's nothing. You've got other ones that shake badly in the wind. You know, multi-story buildings that they've spent millions and millions of dollars on that shake like buggery in the wind and keep popping all the windows out because of all this movement right up on the 20-something's floor, you know. There's a lot of things in engineering that don't work, and they never like to tell you about that too much because it's a failure and we want to just sort of pretend it doesn't happen, you know. But regardless of what you may think, my sink would have worked if I had done it properly, because I'd done experiments, and I basically had bottom half of one of these boxes, and I poured boiling water into it, and the kettle was literally vibrating in my hands. It was still boiling as I was pouring into it. A week and a half later, it hadn't leaked a drip out of a box like this. It was literally about this shape. It was a different brand, but it was basically biscuits. And yeah, I cut it there and put the appropriate waterproof coating in, and it was resistant against boiling water, and a week and a half later hadn't leaked a drip. So, you know, these things do work. You know, there's some engineered things that don't work, but these things, even if they ain't fully blown, approved, blah blah, that's because I haven't gone through the approval process. But the fact of the matter is, I can still get cardboard to hold water without a problem. I can also have cardboard such as this hold my whole body weight, as seen in the cardboard strength video. I've showed that on YouTube already. You know, and stuff like this is phenomenally strong. This is more or less as strong as MDF, and technically speaking, it probably isn't a hell of a lot different, but essentially it's paper mache. You know, so yeah, it was a bit of a flop in regards to the release, but I believe it's due to people's not having a great knowledge of cardboard in the same manner that I have the knowledge of cardboard. They don't have the same experience. They've got the experience of it blown around out the back near the dumpster. I've got the experience of I can stand on this and it won't collapse. You know, I've done some pretty crazy things building that house, and I've done some even crazier things in my experiments around here with cardboard. And regardless of what you think, cardboard is not really that cheap when you buy it as plain cardboard. People assume it is because it comes with all the products and the box isn't considered worth much. Well, there's actually a few dollars worth in a box, you know, to buy that cardboard, particularly to buy this stuff, you know, so this is not cheap, you know, comparative to what you may think. In actual fact, I believe that with the low timber prices that, you know, we occasionally experience here, because we had a bit of a timber glut, it's probably cheaper to build one out of timber than it is out of cardboard. But you've got to think about it. With timber, all I done is got the stuff, kiln dried it, and put it through a, you know, sort of cut it to shape, and then they put it through a planer. I know this stuff because I worked at a timber mill on afternoon shift for a while there. But yeah, with this, they've got to put it through pulpers, they've got to do a whole heap of stuff. There's PVA glue in all cardboard, you may not have known that, and that's what makes the crinkles stick to the flat sides, or makes all the little flat pieces stick to each other like they do in this stuff. But yeah, that's just a couple of, you know, things about cardboard that I'm sure you never knew, and that's the reason why I think cardboard houses are viable, because my experience has been different to the average person's experience, and quite possibly your experience. The responses I've got from people have been, "That's awesome," for one heap of people. The other heap of people have been just plain stunned, shocked. I mean, oh gosh, how could you even consider that to live in? Well, I can consider it pretty well to live in, considering that, you know, I could put a damn sheep on the roof and the roof wouldn't collapse. You know, never mind just having your cat on the roof. You know, I hit my head against the ceiling and it flipping hurts. You know, that's my experience of it. And I realised that that is a different experience from most people's. But yeah, it's an interesting technology. And I'm probably going to go ahead and make the cardboard shoes anyway. So there you go. You may still see them yet.